Gonna have a little dram today, folks. Wait and see if anybody comes in. Even if they don't, this dram. Gonna have a little dram today, folks. We'll see if anybody comes in. Oops. Even if they don't, this dram. Got a little echo. Yeah. Hopefully this is working. Sounds on. Might have a guest on later. Why not? Anybody watching this? Anthony Bourdain died today, and I found out while I was at work. And of course, the first comment that came out of my mouth was, "No way, not Anthony Bourdain." I mean, come on, the guy's got a freaking sweet job. I loved watching his shows, his book, The Kitchen Confidential. What happened? What's going on? I didn't get it. And I don't. If anybody knows, I watched a guy named Viva Frey on YouTube. I follow him. Check him out if you haven't. He's a vlogger from Montreal, and he had a little vlog about suicide, and he was really choked up about it. Not always a big fan of it. That's not the right way to word it. I'm obviously not a fan of it either, and it's not that I'm not going to get choked up. Sometimes you get annoyed by it. And I remember junior high school writing my own suicide note. Not suicidal by any means, I don't think. I think maybe I thought it was, some sort of attention thing. But I'm going to have a little dram here if anybody comes in and we can talk. And since Anthony Bourdain was, the commercial guy, the sponsor of the Balvenie, or vice versa, thought maybe we'd open up a Balvenie, which I actually kind of boycott Balvenie in Canada here. Balvenie is, well, I just don't like the way they market things. So I bought a bottle here of their single barrel, 12-year-old first fill. You're right, Mr. Thomas. Rest in peace. And since this is the whiskey I see him drinking, and you guys can check out lots of the raw craft, I think is what Balvenie called it. They had them pairing with different things. Oh, lid popped off easy. Yeah, kind of feel sad about that. Other people said something about the lady that passed away. The lady that made purses, I don't even know who she is. She obviously didn't affect my life. Anthony Bourdain, I don't know if he affected my life, but I certainly enjoyed him. So, there, bottle's open. This is a good bottle, I think. Bottle 280 of cask number 5293. And I feel very sad for Mr. Bourdain, for his family, for all his loved ones. We'll just have a drink for his sake, or in his memory anyway. Anthony Bourdain. He made me laugh. He made me think. I love the cooking show that he was doing there. So, cheers. Wow. Actually, Balvenie, you did a good job. You did a good job. Somebody was going to come in here live. We can try inviting them again. See if it'll work. I don't know who's watching right now. Only two of you. So, Friday night, of course, I don't expect too many people to show up. So, what do we know about Anthony Bourdain? Here's a funny thing, as I went to see a bit of the news, and I typed in Anthony Bourdain into the Google search or whatever search engine I was using. And first thing I saw was Anthony Bourdain's net worth. I'm like, I just kind of thought, that's kind of sad. The first thing that would pop up is his net worth. I don't think that's something I'd want popping up. Not because I have way less net worth than Anthony Bourdain or anybody else. But it just goes to show that no matter what our fame is, what our wealth is, as human beings, we all struggle with certain things. Anthony Bourdain, perhaps, it is said that he dealt with depression. I've dealt with depression. I had to fight to get up in the morning, you know. I had weeks where I wasn't motivated. But I know when I do things and I have a better diet and so forth, it's a much better life, right? We don't have to have such a great goal or purpose in life. And I think Anthony Bourdain, he'd done a lot. He was the bad boy in the kitchen, and I feel sad that he's passed away. Drinking this Balvenie, Chris Beaton, and Blind Whiskey Reviews, John. Just thought I'd have a little drink of Balvenie's 12-year-old single barrel. John Fisk, how you doing, buddy? This is for Mr. Anthony Bourdain. Anybody on here followed him, have been a fan of him? Let's have a chat. Yeah, John, I think it was a great thing. So I was just mentioning a guy he's on YouTube, a vlogger named Viva Frey. He's from Montreal, and he has a very good 5-minute video on his feelings toward losing Anthony Bourdain, as well as I forget her name now, Spade, the lady that makes shoes, which I don't know, and she never affected my life. Maybe she made dress or purses or something. And a guy from a rock band or a band in Scotland, I think. Also, all this week, all committed suicide. Kind of carried a suicide note, or had written one when I was younger, junior high-ish. Wasn't really, I think, something that I was really serious about. Probably did it more for attention back then. But, yeah, it's a serious thing, I think. And it's more and more so nowadays, I think. So it's kind of sad. I don't want to be a bummer, but, you know, I was a little choked up at work today when they read, one of the guys read it on their cell phone. So, he's a good man. And I'm not even, I kind of boycotted Balvenie, but because of this, I went and got a Balvenie's. And I'm actually very impressed by this single barrel. It's good stuff. Very sweet. I just got something here because I shared that video with Julia. She says, love those around you I'm sure Anthony's family is grieving very much today. People need to see the people around them hurting too. That is true. Sometimes we're not looking, or we're looking too far ahead. Maybe we're not looking far enough ahead. We have these on our faces all the time. And it doesn't matter what your status in life. You could be a celebrity. You could be Joe Blow. You need to keep it simple. Simplify is what I think. Julia trying to teach me that all the time. Simplify. Whiskey Sneerson, how you doing, buddy? He did. I'm honest. One of my favorite things to see him was in Quebec. He did a great show out of Quebec. I think he did one in Newfoundland. He might have ruffled some feathers in that one. I can't remember. He did. He always seemed to be pretty stable. But, I mean, he had a rough life. I saw a little review of him or interview with him where his thing was he wanted to be a heroin addict, or I think the way he put it is that I was always the tough guy or the rebel. Well, that's something to think about too. If we give ourselves these personas or we act a certain way and guys laugh at work and they think it's great and we carry that on because it makes us feel good and popular. Maybe from his past, but he seemed, like you said, as a pretty stable guy. Right? Mr. Fisk, this is good stuff. Do you say Anthony Bourdain hated crowds? Yeah. I can see that. I can see that myself. I like people. I like being around a lot of people. I don't mind. But, yeah, big crowds, big cities, sometimes it's just a little more than we need. One of the other ones I really liked was when he went to Croatia. And it opened up your eyes to when we think of, like, say, French wine, Italian wine, Mediterranean diet wines. I mean, literally, they're right across from Italy. They are part of the Mediterranean. And I liked how he would go and always get connected with somebody local. I think it was good. Mark Maron did a podcast with him a few years ago. He spent 8 hours on methadone to get off of heroin. Yeah, he was hardcore. Sometimes when these celebrities pass away, though, I wonder. I have a suspicious feeling sometimes, right? I mean, granted, many of them live wild lives. And for me, and maybe for yourselves, this was like all of a sudden. And we don't know that. I mean, he could have been going through tons of stuff, right? So, it's sad. Very sad. Robin Williams really kind of bothered me lots. I mean, I laughed so hard growing up watching that guy. Jack Tripper? No, what was the actor's name from Three's Company? Somebody help me out here. I'm having a mental block. He didn't commit suicide. He died of a heart attack or something. Oh, my heavenly Lord. Somebody just found out somebody else passed away, a family member. Sorry, guys. Man. And I'm out of town. Working. John Ritter. Yes. What was his name? Jack Tripper in Three's Company. Thank you, Jason. Well, I watched some of the Anthony Bourdain videos and stuff done with raw craft that Balvenie did. And I have to say, this is a very nice bottle, this single barrel. Very good. You take care, John. And you know what? Let's get together here. We should do a live together. And it will be much more cheerful than this one. Much more. Because life goes on, and we got to keep being happy, man. Oh no, I gotta say something here, guys. So what are you drinking, Jason Fisk? Chris Beaton? Or you must be drinking something. I had to go to 2 different liquor stores here in Moose Jaw to find this Balvenie. They got some weird prices too, man. They're all over the place because the SLGA sells to the private guys. Anyway, it is sad that Mr. Bourdain has passed away. We all have demons. We got to face them. Can't turn away from them or give up. Booker's off your rocker. Booker's off your rocker. And does that mean the Booker's is good? Whiskey Sneerson, I got a little bit more information from somebody that knows something about some of the distilleries in Saskatchewan. I did get a chance yet to watch Food Creek's review of this 100 bushels. I know that I think there's some hocus pocus. That's all I'm going to say. Hocus pocus with that whiskey. I wonder if I can return it. Oh, the batch name is Booker's Off Your Rocker. Never heard of that. Hello, my beautiful Julia. How you doing? That was very sad news you just gave me. Malton in Montreal. Swami, late night. I'm having a dram of this. Single barrel. 47.8%. And for Anthony Bourdain, buddy. I like that guy a lot. Not a problem, Julia. We'll work it out. You do great edits. You're not way too ugly to be on camera. Don't believe anything you say about that. Have you tried this Balvenie, Mr. Malted in Montreal? Dry night tonight. It's a good idea too. What was I going to say? If you guys have not seen it, Julia Photography has put out not a whiskey review, but if you'll watch it close enough, it technically is a review. Check it out. Subscribe to her channel. Beautifully done, short and quick little videos. High West Double Rye, Mr. Fisk, is phenomenal. I like it very much. I bought a bottle today as well of Guderheim and Wort 4 grain. I like it, and it was $10 off. I can't believe why they had it for $10 off. I don't know. So it took her. Lewis, how you doing? We're having a good time, my man. We're having a dram here to Anthony Bourdain, since he was the representative for the Balvenie, the raw craft, I think they called it. Very good. Where can you find teachers, Julia? I just saw some teachers here in Saskatchewan, but phone Chateau Louis. They'll have it, I think. Chateau Louis or Wine and Beyond. Those are my 2 guesses. Can you tell us what you're going to do with the teachers? Are you, your wife was a huge fan. Yeah, I was a huge fan too. I'm now going to reread his book that I have at home, The Kitchen Confidential. This is good stuff, man. Very sweet. I don't know if I'm getting much off the nose. It's only 47.9, but it's not really hard on the nose, but I don't know how to describe it. A little bit of orange, vanilla. I haven't even read the tasting notes. I bought this bottle at home. Very fruity. Well, I'm glad I bought it. Can't say I'm going to give you a real review. I'm not a Swami kind of guy. Not as good as him. I like it. It does have kind of a fruit, dried fruit maybe. I don't know about dried fruit. Cotton candy-ish. Maybe some bubble gum. It says this bottle is one of no more than 300 drawn from a single cask. And I wish I could have had a bottle of this or shared a dram with Mr. Anthony Bourdain. I think that would just be cool, man. Just to sit there and talk and shoot the shit. Hear about the stuff that they don't put on camera that he used to see and do. Man, that guy, to me, that guy had a sweet job, man. That would have been, I'm sure that it was hard work traveling all the time and catching flights, it looked like. I think that he would have had a fun job. But at some point it becomes a job, right? Drinking a blend of Weiser's Triple Barrel and Golden Stag blended. Cheers to Anthony. Same to you. That's an interesting blend. What made you blend that there, Whiskey Sneerson? I'll go look tomorrow. Thank you. I'm making a wonderful short video. Teachers of my grandpa. Well, grandpa was a good man. The 15 might be better, and I think I have one. I think I have a really old bottle of 15-year-old. Well, really, I'd say 5 years ago. And it's unopened. I know that'll make you mad. Save you some. If I showed you how many bottles I have sitting in front of me here, Julia, you'd be mad. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five open bottles here, and they're almost all full. No, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4. Yeah, only 4. Only 4. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Some of them are meant to be shared. Even your passion can become a job, Julia. You are a good example of that. You love photography, and you make a living with it. It looks glamorous from the outside. You're right, buddy. I mean, I think any of us that have tried this YouTube thing, and Swami can contest this because I think you did take a little break for a while. But it's different. Here we have freedom, or people that do broadcasting this way have freedoms, whereas if you were working for a big thing like CNN or whatever, Fox or TV things, I mean, he's stuck. He is stuck having to do what they want. Even though he's a celebrity within that reason and that power, he's stuck. Yeah, at least you got to do certain things, you know. Like when we talk about whiskey, say Crown Royal. They're owned by a big company named Diageo. And somewhere along the line, somebody said, hey, we're going to put out bourbon mash. All the guys down in the States are like, this is terrible. It's not a bad whiskey. It's not great, but it's... The worst thing was comparing it to bourbon. But it was the marketing guys. That's what they said. And The master blender there probably had to say, okay, we'll do what I'm told. I need a job. What is Malta to Montreal? Almost at 200. Am I? Well, that's awesome. Good to know. We'll keep working on it. That 100 is best appreciated in a few. Give it another. All right, buddy. I'll give it another try. I'm not going to do it with this Balvenie that I'm finishing up right now. But I did find some information. We'll talk about it from a local guy here. I'll try their other stuff. I was at a place here in Moose Jaw, a small little place called Rosie's. Kind of cool. I did an interesting little thing with a guy I met. I bought him 2 drinks, and I bought the same 2 drinks. Got the bartender to pour them. So I had the advantage that I knew what they were, but I didn't know which glass he set down in front of me. And I did one. He had it that way as well, except he didn't know what they were, period. I was getting it 2 glasses blind, and he was getting blind, totally blind, right? And I won't fill in everything about what happened, but it was a good little experiment. And I think I'm going to try to do a little bit more of this in the future. Hopefully, my little lovely friend Julia will help me. Today is Best Friends International or National Best Friends Day. If you look on my Instagram, Whiskey for My Motorcycle, you'll see who my best friend is today. I'm thinking about inviting Malt Man Mike on my channel. I heard people are pissed at him. I want to know why. Malt Man Mike. Who's Malt Man Mike? Is he the guy in the middle of your Instagram picture there? And yeah, I'm curious why are people pissed at him? I don't know even know anything about the guy. He's a YouTuber. I haven't seen his stuff. Nah. There's lots of people that are pissed at me. I don't care. Wow. Oh, some British dude. Dr. Ragland, thank you very much for sending me the link for the back and the stretches. Some of them I know already, and some of them I need to be doing. That was very nice of you, very generous. The rock craft I most enjoyed was the one with the shoemaker cobbler. Seems I remember in one of these rock craft series, he got an old style tattoo. He will be missed. Lagavulin 16 for me. You know what? That's a good choice because I think he would like that Lagavulin 16. I think he'd probably like lots of peated stuff, right? He chopped it, and it was full. The bottle was full. The Founders. He chopped it with a sword. Why did he chop it with a sword? Because he didn't like it, or just to see if he could chop it with a sword? Yeah, I got to check him out too. Know your whiskey. How you doing, my man? Screw this. Boys and girls, Anthony Bourdain. We're going to have another dram for you. And we're going to have a dram to his family, to his friends. And I went and bought a bottle of Balvenie there, Josh, to have a dram with our thoughts on Anthony Bourdain and his family. And the other people, there were 2 others that also committed suicide. I don't know who they are. There's a guy in Montreal, Swami, that I like very much. He's a great vlogger, in my opinion. I find him interesting. His name's Viva Frey. If you haven't seen him, you check him out. He has a nice little 5-minute video where very, very emotional about suicide. because I think it's affected everybody. He brought up a good point. If we all know somebody, and it's hard. I worked with a guy for years, well, not for years, years ago, in a clothing store, in a men's haberdashery, pretty expensive clothing, $120, $130, $300 ties, stuff like that. Came to work one day. I only worked part-time. This is back in like 1990, 92. And I was like, yeah, where is he? I forget his name now, guys. And the manager at the time called me aside and he says, it's not coming in. He drove out to a field and stuck a hose in his exhaust and went to sleep. And that was it. I actually had a hard time that night, man. And I'm glad it was on a Friday night in a store where summertime, I think we didn't have many people coming in. It would have been hard talking to customers. He was a good guy. He was happy and jolly, and it was hilarious working with the guy. And something happened, something very embarrassing, I guess. I didn't know the details, and he chose to end it. So. Yep, the darkness can be consuming, and know your whiskey. I know you lost a friend, maybe not to suicide. It's still a shame no matter how we lose him. Death is the enemy, technically, in my mind. When drawing a single calf, that's nice stuff. I want to do the same with a bottle of Delmore 12. Well, you better get a good sharp knife, buddy, because I don't think that bottle's going to break very well. It'll break. The blade might break too. You better get something that's meant for cutting glass. Classic Coke, vintage, aged 3 days in my fridge. Nice. Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right, Josh. Who knows what people go through? Yeah, I have made that mistake in the past. And I still have to remind myself every day at work when we're dealing with the guys. I mean, I get lots of people all day long from different areas coming and asking me questions. I'm like, okay, I'm just trying to get one thing done at least. And somebody will come in and maybe they're just trying to be friendly. And I'm like, leave me alone. But you got to tone it down. And just even if you just take that moment and say, dude, I want to talk to you, but I have to take care of some stuff right now. At least they'll understand. They won't feel like you're just being selfish, right? You haven't poured a dram tonight, buddy? You must pour a Belvini with me, and I know you got one in your stash somewhere, but pour one with me here. My whiskey, your room is getting bigger, Julia. I'll help. I'm gonna help you move, even though I'm here. I'll try my best. But one load, your whiskey goes to my house, okay? I gotta keep it in safer, you know. You will. I know you will, Josh. So, enough of the sad stuff. I'm not really sad. We're just being serious. Trying to get a little more comfortable here. I only brought a few shirts down here to wear. I like this little place I'm renting, though, guys. Nice little house. I think it's way better than being in a hotel. Plus, I can't be in a hotel with all the guys. I don't want to party all the time. What else have we got to talk about tonight? Swami's going to get a sword. Another month, Josh. Swami's going to get a sword and probably get hurt when glass flies back in his face. I got to look up this guy, man. Malted, what did you call him again? Malted man? Malted man? Malt man? Anybody else watch this guy? And I mean, what are people mad about? Was it an entire bottle, a full bottle, or he had tried it and he didn't like it, and he just said, this is crap. Well, I don't know if that would be much different, Malted or Swami, to lose a friend in a drug overdose. I mean, I have. Malt Man Mike. Yeah, Malt Man Mike. I have seen him, but I never had a chance to watch a video. Malt Man Mike. Man, I've been into the entry-level Scotch this year lately. What's wrong with that? So have I. And especially that 100 bushels whiskey Sneerson. I'm going to try that again. I will, just because I told you I would. I've got an Eagle Rare 10-year-old I got open, but not a single barrel. Grab that double wood, Chris. Grab it. Yeah, easy on the wallet. You spending too much money. A lot of these guys, well, all of us are. I spend too much money on this stuff. It just means I got to keep working, and I don't want to work anymore. That is bloody good stuff. Yep. Yeah, what's wrong with that? Glenmorey peated. Magnus. Yeah. Why not? I have an old pig's nose. No, sheep's dip. And I bought the new sheep's dip, the newer bottle and everything. I think I want to compare them. I'm trying to remember. Did they lower the ABV? No, I don't think so. It's all the same. Just new packaging. Yeah, we spend too much. We're getting sucked into this stuff too much, man. It's just whiskey after all. And I stole that quote from Malted in Montreal. There's an Islay blend in a green bottle. You're talking about Johnny Walker 15? I've been all about Four Loko mixed with Miller Lite. I don't know what Four Loko is, Swami, but hey, maybe it's good stuff. I don't know. I'm a little tired. Cheap dip and pig's nose, are they not similar? Cheap dip. Where am I? Four Loko. Julia, what are you editing? I probably don't want to know. Yeah, I should probably Google it. Eh? Cheap dip, same fellas. Yeah. So I'm going to mention Anthony Bourgain, but obviously this Scotch might be getting to my head quicker than I thought. I'm in Moose Jaw. It's called Little Chicago. It's got tunnels all over the place, I found out. They've got the tunnels of Moose Jaw, and they have one that talks about the Chinese and the underground Chinese when they were here building the railway. And they have one that's Al Capone. And apparently they have ones that you don't even know about. A guy today told me about a lady that bought a house, and she thought she was getting into the root cellar. It turned out she was actually getting into the into a tunnel that went all the way downtown. And I want to find out more about these tunnels. Like the place I was at, somebody said the owner of the tunnels. There's a guy that owns the tunnels. And I'd love to meet this guy, man. I'd love to interview him, talk about stuff. I just think that that's what Anthony Bourdain would do. And I like doing that stuff naturally anyway. Ask Julia. I mean, how many conversations can I start in a restaurant, Julia? Tunnel into a town. They're all over the place apparently here, Jason. I'm going to see if I can't go down with my camera and either do a live or a recorded video, which I have never done. I've only done lives with you guys. And see if they'll let me do one down there, right? Julia, come on down here. We'll do it together. That would be even more fun, okay? Know your whiskey. Cheers. Thank you very much for coming in, my man. Josh, I hope things are going well up there. Did you get any rain up there? Because we got tons of rain. Holy shikamoly. The lightning and the thunder down here was amazing. I have the gift of gab. Yeah, sorry, guys. I talk too much. Let's just sit here and drink whiskey and watch me. Lewis, what are you drinking? Fire is gone. Whiskey is flowing. Life is good. That's awesome, buddy. Good to know. Need is a strong word. Need is a strong word, Julia. But you might be right. Wild Turkey 101. I was down in Washington last year, Washington State, Long Beach. Beautiful place. Perfect temperature. Went down with the motorbikes, rode over into Oregon. The more you went inland, the hotter it got. It was during the week of the eclipse. And it was a bit crazy. I tell you how it was crazy. Trying to drive through certain areas, it was worse than being stuck in downtown traffic on your motorcycle. It was terrible. It was great once you broke away and you get off on some of the secondary roads. Scott, how are you, buddy? What? Who's scaring the crap out of you? What? Question mark. Why did Trump go all crazy this week? I don't know why Trump went all crazy. I don't pay attention to that guy, man. I already got my ideas about what's going to happen. And this don't matter if Trump was there or someone else. Santa Cruzin, how you doing, man? Apparently, they had whiskey tunnels in Yorkton as well. The old hotel my wife worked at had access, rich whiskey history here in Saskatchewan. Yeah, tons. Where I am right now, guys, is I'm 2 hours from the U.S. border. You were going to go live, but you saw me. Well, come in live. I might know how to send you an invite here. If you want to, Scott, just say yes, or you can accept it. I always forget how to get here. Always got to look it up here. I got a terrible memory. I only poured out one bottle, didn't break out a machete. It was a rum in my early 20s. I remember the salesman said it was very drinkable. Got to go to work in the morning, folks. To the help. See ya. Thank you very much, Mr. Ragland. That was Dr. Ragland. I really appreciated the information you sent me. Now I just have to apply it. Will make my back stronger. Doo-doo-doo. There we go. What were you going to go live and do, my friend? Because we'll see if I send it to the right email address, Scott. Hey, everyone. Hey, Santa Cruzin. There you go. If it works, it works. I don't mind you coming in, buddy. Sometimes it's easier to have two people talking. Anyway, I poured myself, if anybody that knew that just came in, a dram, well, 2 drams now of single barrel Bavini, which I am actually impressed by. First of all, it's 47.8%. And it was for Anthony Bourdain, because I was kind of choked up that the man passed away. And we can try to figure it out why. Everybody asks why. Because it's a rough world. Sometimes it's rough around people than others. Rougher on some people than others. Santa Cruz and the job is going good. We've got a very experienced crew, and we got a good boss, good GF. It's a little chaotic. We try to get our stuff done, but we're always trying to stay ahead of them by 2 or 3 days, if you know what I mean, Santa Cruz. Yeah, it was. Well, I don't know if I was a sad. Let me. I think he scared me too much, my man. And Lemmy did do it his way. I have a video or concert from Germany. Lemmy's in it, but it's a farewell or reunion, whatever you want to call it, for a band that had been abolished or banned by the German government called the Bad Uncles. You might find that interesting. I'll find a way of sending it to you. You're going to go out your way? Yeah, probably. I think most people do. Well, obviously not people that are in, say, a car accident or a plane crash. Anyway, the job's going well. I'm tired of it in some ways, but I enjoy when we get things done and we do a good job. Feel a little overwhelmed, Chris, but overall, it's what I do. So we're just going to keep going. I enjoy the area. I'm in. Moose Jaw itself is a nice place. So we'll see. And hey, Scott, I got an idea. At the end of this job, instead of me driving all the way back home, that's the light. I'm not really sleepy, Julia. Instead of me driving all the way home, I might just take that trip and drive on down to Wichita. It's all right if I camp in your backyard, maybe use your hot tub. Maybe, borrow a dram or two. Just an idea. I'm thinking maybe I need to take a road trip. Okay, Julia, did you hear that? I'm going to Wichita. Hopefully, I'll get down there I'll get down there Sunday night so that I can hang out with them on their day off on Monday. Santa Cruz, and last week I worked a 16-hour shift. We needed to open up this one vessel, and we had to wait and wait and wait. And for the majority of it now, I'm working 12-hour shifts, although if I get things good, I can go home at 10. But they're not worried about it. Right now, they just want to get it done so they can start making the plant. They probably lose $1 million a day when they're shut down, any of these plants. Strong livers. I don't know, my liver's strong, but it doesn't mean it's in good shape. So, are you still editing, Julia? Because I bet you're tired. I never set it up this way before. We'll try it again. Try that, Scott. I tried it the way that you told me the other day instead of sending it direct in your email. Might work. Yeah, you get to sleep in. When am I going? End of June. Depending. I haven't actually asked about the next job. I think there might be another job, and it might be back down here, but it'll be in a smaller town, closer to the border, actually. Oh, what am I looking at? Now, hold on a second here. I can't, wait a minute. There's two guys there. Hold on here. How do I get this stuff? Built-in output, default mics. Yeah. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, that was our fault.
Yeah, I was trying to fix it.
Right on. Those are two handsome-looking fellas there.
We just got done shooting a couple of videos, and we were going to go live. We said, "Oh,
I lost the volume again. How's come?"
Uh-oh. Shouldn't have lost the volume.
It and unfixed it.
No.
Yes, Esteban.
Are you there?
Built-in output, default speakers. Default.
Are you there?
That should work.
Testing.
You got us now?
I can see you. You guys look funny when you're talking.
That's it. No, it looks good on our end. Should be good.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Did you have your finger over the speaker?
No, I don't. I'm using the speakers on the top of my brand new Mac computer, which I'm still trying to learn how to reuse. I'm bringing it with me when I come to Wichita, and you're going to give me a tutorial.
Perfect.
Are you going to come in October?
Oh, yeah, you're doing the thing in October. Well, I'll have to ask Julia.
Yeah.
Julia wants to come, too.
Yeah, you got to bring her with you. You got to put that sidecar on your motorcycle.
There you go. Well, what have you guys been doing all night long?
Working all day, and then we did just a couple reviews. And then we were getting wore out.
Bart was wore out to begin with.
He said I was off. He said I had a terrible show.
Yep, he did.
You probably wore out because he was going through his manga shirt collection, stressing out which one to wear.
That's right. Which one I wanted.
Complicated, man. Those two are too complicated. You need a nice, simple shirt like this one.
That is a good-looking shirt.
Simple.
I noticed that.
I wore that for the first review.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. I think it's my favorite one.
Yep. That is a nice one, actually.
I like to wear our own, merchandise to try to help sell it so we can keep the show going.
I know. I bet you
manga shirts.
Yeah. There's probably a manga shirt / board game site that's making a fortune.
Bam. Go to Bonding with Board Games. That's what I'm telling you right there.
Julia and I were talking about starting our own T-shirt company.
There you go.
I don't know if I can say what it is yet. Julia, should we tell anybody? It's kind of inappropriate. Politically incorrect.
I was going to say, I think he's telling a joke here. I can tell.
Gotcha.
No.
Swami says I got a sweet baby T-shirt on.
Yeah, well, that's normal. He probably just takes whatever his wife's laid out for herself.
John Belushi's asking what we just reviewed. We did the new Dalmore Portwood and the Woodford Reserve Kentucky Straight Malt Whiskey.
Yeah, it's a little weird on the title.
Bart wants regulations. He thinks they need to.
Well, I want American single.
Bart understands what a Kentucky Straight bourbon whiskey is. He understands what a Kentucky Straight rye whiskey is.
The world knows what it means.
He doesn't understand what a Kentucky Straight malt whiskey is.
Yeah.
It confuses him.
So have you not gone and looked and seen where and why and what rules came about when they decided to allow Kentucky bourbon to be made anywhere as long as they followed the existing rules, right?
No, I don't know about that.
I mean,
Once upon a time, was it not only allowed to be made in Kentucky, correct?
Well, if it says Kentucky bourbon or Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, it has to be made in Kentucky.
But once upon a time,
there's a misconception now that if it has bourbon on it, that it has to be made in Bourbon County.
right.
It's got to be in America.
Which is not true. Right. It's got to be made in America. It's got to be 51% corn. It's got to be aged in new charred virgin oak barrels.
If it says straight, at least 2 years.
Right.
But was that so you were allowed to make it like that anywhere in the States as long as you followed the basic rules?
Right.
But I don't know when that law was enacted. Do you know? I don't.
No.
I don't remember.
What's the cute red or blue ribbon for on your wrist?
Oh yeah, look at that.
Very detailed. Basketball MAYB tournament all weekend, kids. That's where I was at tonight before filming.
Mm-hmm.
Busy man. I was at work all day.
I did that too.
Yep.
That was a Bart. Look, I just did a Bart right there. I talked when I had whiskey in my mouth.
That's a good Bart.
Is that how we get that nice accent down there? Talking like that? I'm up here now. I got a whole bunch of guys all talking kind of southern drawl. They're all from Georgia and Florida and Louisiana and I forget where the one guy. I just go over their specialist welders, and I'm like, hey, how come that guy over there from Georgia said the LSU suck? And I walk away. Then I watch them talk to each other. So, what are you saying about my team?
What'd you say?
I'm watching them fight. Short, little, chubby guys everywhere.
That's where I learned about Fresh Monet. Guy from Alabama,
right.
Georgia.
Smell like some fresh Monet, and you're thinking, what?
Fresh Monet? What the hell is Fresh Monet?
Paint on a canvas?
Fresh mown hay.
Fresh mown hay.
Smells like fresh money.
Fresh Monet.
Fresh money. You also learned about Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
It's like a greeting.
Yep, that's Alabama.
You want eggs or bacon? Roll Tide.
You guys know what a shit ton is?
I know it means a lot.
Apparently, it's an official measurement in Texas. That's a shit.
That's a shit ton. You got a shit ton of whiskey on the shelf over there. Bart, you got a shit ton of games.
I almost had a bottle of brimstone being brought up to me. A friend went to Texas, but apparently she only had carry-on luggage, and she didn't want to take anything that she had to wait for.
I was going to say what we ought to do, Bart, is pull out that cherry smoked Woodford Reserve, the cherry smoked malted barley or whatever it is.
What is that?
Well, it's a sample of it, but it's last year's Woodford Reserve cherry wood smoked.
Oh. Why did Bart make that face?
Because I told him about it.
I haven't had it, but it was experiential enough that he poured his sample back into the bottle.
As you can see, that's how much I drank of the sample that was sent to us.
Yeah, and then he said, "Here, you drink it."
Well, I think it's okay now that he oxidized it a bit.
Oh yeah,
he said, "You drink it and don't circular mouth breathe when you do it, or wear a manga shirt and make it fast." But I didn't tell you to do all that.
Bart claims I keep all the samples. Bart claims I keep all the samples to myself. Well, here you go.
I think you keep a couple of the good ones behind.
There you go.
I believe there's been a couple shows where you're like, "This one's so good, it never showed up."
Now what? I get the same thing from Julia. I think she's buying bottles and stashing her own stuff and not telling me about it.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Mr. Belushi's in. Hi, Mr. Belushi. Barbecue travel pack lake. Nice. Saw that for 40, but on a bottle. Blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna learn how to be a speed reader here. There should be a Scotch test bourbon. Scotch test dummy bourbon.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Whoa. I just watched Scott make a funny face. It's almost like he had some bourbon mash.
No, actually, the brimstone. This is shades of brimstone.
Shades of brimstone.
Yeah, the Balcones brimstone.
So you're saying it's not really that great?
No, the brimstone brings 10 times what the cherry wood smoked barley brings.
I don't think it's that bad.
I got to do that Bart thing. It's almost a food quig. It's almost a big anaconda thing. You could almost patent that way. You lick your front lips and do the. I don't know. I might be calling you out on something no one else has seen in the chat yet, but guys, from now on, you got to watch the way Scott does the lip smacking, tongue licking thingy there.
Was that Scott doing that?
No.
The SMWS Highland Park 12 year is much better than the.
It is.
Well, I'm going to do this since you guys came on.
What is that? It's out of focus.
4224.
Yeah, that's when I did my World Whiskey Day with the man from the Faroe Islands, because he has more bottles of this than I do. I was amazed and surprised. And so this is 42 is Leche or Tobermory.
There you go.
So nicely peated.
Does Julia stay at your house when you're gone to keep watch of your bottles?
Yeah, there's something a lot worse than Julia there. I know where you're going with that. There's, yeah, Julia does. Julia, what happened?
You probably got a bunch of open bottles that you don't even know about.
Yeah, I might. I might. The guy that's mowing my lawn there keeps saying I'm being taken over by dandelions. Probably going to have a whole bunch of dandelion wine and no whiskey. Santa Cruz and Lakes Balcones. I have a bottle. I haven't opened Rumbles. And I had their single malt probably about 5-6 years ago.
Night, Swami. See you later, dude. And Santa Cruzan says that the Julia share or the Angel share is taking place.
She's moving. Julie is moving to a new place. So now you guys got me thinking. I was going to rent her a big truck so she could do it all in one move. That truck might be too big. I might need to get you something smaller, like a little Mazda or Ford Ranger or something. So you can't take my whiskey with you. No, he won't. Oh, she's talking about my buddy. She says he won't drink my whiskey. He'll just watch TV. He comes by and flops on the couch, and he's the guy that built my whiskey table there, in the room, and he's a phenomenal handyman. He's the guy that Bart, you should have hired to do your decoration of house there.
You bet.
Wouldn't have been as cheap as the other guy, but he does some high-end work. I'm reading here. What am I getting into now? Julia has a key. Yes, you have a key.
It's a big step.
I should change the locks.
What's Julia doing? Is she downsizing, upsizing, moving in with you? What's she doing?
Yeah, it's 2 doors down.
No, no. She's moving into a bigger house than I'll have.
Wow.
So guess who's going to start growing her whiskey collection? I know Scott's seen it. Julia put out her first kind of whiskey review, or it's not a whiskey review, on YouTube. Cool. And she's working on a new one here with Teacher's whiskey, because that was her grandpa's favorite. You guys ever done Teacher's? I don't remember.
Yeah, early on we did Teacher's, and then we use it in the what's the drink that you would make in the middle of the summer that was really honey sweet?
Rusty Nail.
Rusty Nail.
Nail.
Yep, I got a handle at Teacher's. He's getting it now.
There you go. Boom, like that. Boom.
So that looks different than the one I just saw here, and when I was picking up the Balvenie.
Well, this one's been opened. It's half full,
and that's one designed for drinking out of the bottle.
Is that what you mean? Yeah, it looks different than the one you saw in the store.
Mine's fuller.
Okay. The one that I saw had a green label on it.
Got it. See, that's what I deal with right there.
Wow. I was gonna say, Julia's, yeah, it was a very artistic, nice. I don't know how to describe it. You had a book. You had pages of a book turning, music. You know,
were there candles?
Short depth of field pictures of whiskey and glasses.
Were there any candles?
There might have been a candle.
You got to have a scented candle.
No candle.
Okay.
No candles, buddy.
Yeah.
He's artistic, not cheesy, Bart. She's not like a manga shirt.
Well, what are you saying?
How many manga shirts do you own?
8.
That's it?
I think. I'd have to double check. I'm pretty sure it's 8.
They're kind of
I think they're very nice.
They're kind of like, I guess they're kind of like Rorschach from, what was that DC comic?
Notice you got there's a third eye looking at you right here.
I know. Yeah, it's a little off. I think you just
scared me when you said a third eye. I was like, what the hell's going on there?
That's a brown eye. You got a brown eye.
What was that? What was that movie they made? DC, from a DC comic book graphic novel. And the one character in it was named Rorschach.
No. You're thinking Sin City.
No, not Sin City.
Oh.
You're on the right track.
I don't ever watch DC.
Oh, you'd like this one. It's very adult. Oh, shoot.
Was that the first Punisher movie?
No.
That was a good one.
No, this is much deeper and better than all.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Anyway, the character Rorschach, even in the comic book, but in the movie as well, every time you saw him, he had his mask was a different Rorschach. You know the Rorschach test?
Yes.
Right.
So it was a different face or a different blotch on the mask all the time.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, somebody's saying Watchmen.
The Watchmen. There you go. Bang. Sneerson's got it. Nailed it. Not the Green Lantern. I can't wait till I redo that. Not. I'm going to grab my power cord here, gentlemen. I pigeonhole myself into this.
John Belushi thought you were saying Horshack from Welcome Back, Kotter.
Yeah. Well,
Horshack.
Welcome back. The Sweat Hogs, baby.
Sweat Hogs. We're getting old when we're remembering all this stuff.
Yes, we are.
So, you guys work tomorrow?
Nope.
And you don't work Monday?
Nope.
Boys. What are you, bankers?
Close.
Monday, we'll probably be working on the October event.
Right.
This Monday.
Yep.
Will there be an impromptu? Because I got to set it up right so I'm at the computer desk.
No, we don't
Probably
know.
Not.
Yeah,
Probably
chances
not.
are.
We're going to be out running around, I think.
Chances are. Oh, sorry. We're not singing? Okay. I'm kind of excited to see what it does, and thank you so much. Oh, Julie is going to have more subscribers than me before we're done here.
Probably. Vinny, what was Vinny? Vinny Barbarino.
That was Travolta, wasn't
it? Yep. Vinny Barbarino. Wait, no, I think I had it. Now it's gone again. Vinny Barbarino.
Is he not changed yet, Vinny? Ooh. Man, this is strong after that bell, Vinny. That's kicking me right in the chest.
Vinny.
59.5%, 9-year-old.
I like Barney Miller. Barney Miller was classic.
You guys are talking about all the stuff I grew up watching my dad.
Yep.
Yeah. Are you singing? No, I don't sing, Julia. Whiskey Sears just finished 3 12s, 1 extra in the morning. Oh, the shifts he's talking about.
Let's hear. Give us a good John Wayne song.
John Wayne wasn't a singer. I just hope you know that, by the way. They might have had someone singing a song down there in John Wayne World, but okay. Talking about John Wayne, what was her name from the Golden Girls? She had her own sitcom, whatever, before the Maude.
Yep. Well, that was we had 2 shows spin off of. You had the Jeffersons spun off, and Maude, and they all spun off from shoot. What was it? What are you doing?
I was gonna.
It's got copyrighted music coming up here.
No, that's Julia's.
Oh,
so the music is off. That's
got it. So now I can watch her show.
So now, see, this is the best part about having both of you on here, because now Scott can get you caught up on a social media that you don't do.
That is true.
Yeah.
Such as the Facebook page for the Scotch Test Dummies.
Bam. Yeah.
That is hilarious. And I like how Scott smiled. It's like, yes, thank you. I'm not alone.
Yes.
Bart, I'm Bart and Julia is Scott, so I understand. But she's much more patient than Scott is, I'm sure. That it's not that easy for you.
He's pretty patient. He's actually very patient.
No, I was referring to how patient he is. Well, yes. Okay, I got what you said. Yes, he is very patient. He's a hell of a man. I don't care what you said about him.
Well, this is good. She's got little it's a little bit of the day just slipping away.
Yeah. And she's never shared any of that whiskey with me.
Oh.
Well, now you got something you haven't shared with her.
No.
There you go. There she is, capping it.
Anything you want. She just told me I have to save her some of this. But don't worry, Julia. I have a full bottle at home. Because as you guys have heard me say before, I kind of boycott Balvenie and Macallan's.
That was good.
But this stuff is very good. And so is Julia's video. She does another one with whiskey on there, but
that's a Facebook one, isn't it?
That's YouTube.
YouTube? Wow, it's fast.
She just started, short minute and a half or whatever.
I don't know if I saw the Scotch one. Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, he didn't. He's watching first time.
It's on.
Oh, that's good. Nice shot. She's got great photography.
Yes,
a very good ellipsis. I love
to know where she's getting her music.
Yeah, I love a good ellipsis. What's that? Shot glass?
Daniel's contact lens.
Oh. I want to ask her. She's on the color of the red nail polish. It's got to be something cool. They always name women's nail polish is always named really cool names. That's going to be like, I don't know, what would it be? Red mahogany desk.
Julia, they want to know the name of your nail. She probably never even read it.
No, you said they. Bart wants to know.
Yeah, Scott wouldn't care about the color of your nail polish. Although he's the only one of the two of us that's actually worn nail polish.
I was just going to say.
There's a story to that.
There's a story. We can't tell that one for at least 2 more years. There's a statute of limitations.
I'm very much out of my element here. Guys, they're warning me about what I say. And if somebody said something else somewhere on one of the chats that they asked if I missed my whiskey, and I said, yes, I missed my whiskey and I missed my motorcycles. And then I don't know if it was Belushi. He's like, and Julia. Yes, Julia knows I miss her.
She says, Mad Woman is the color. Come on, that red fingernail polish. It's got to be something.
I bet that's it.
Really
Mad
cool.
Woman.
You think? Mad Woman? Well, red.
Yeah. And Sneerson wants me to do some more Bart imitation from the quick hitter. That's a one and done.
Love the quick hitter. He keeps saying one and done.
Do you have any thumbs down on that review?
Yeah, 1 or 2.
They're not for me. Yeah,
sure.
Well, there you go. I got 3 fans out there.
We were just talking we did the Wild Turkey Long Branch 2 days ago.
5 negative.
5 down, 5 thumbs down.
Yeah, maybe because I said McConaughey gave us the bottle personally.
And it's only like 20 minutes long, which is short for us. So,
but I mean, I think you guys probably know this. It doesn't matter if they thumb up or thumb down.
Right. Oh yeah.
It's interaction, and that's good for you, right?
We had one guy commented one day. He goes, "This video is so effing bad. I gave it 2 thumbs down." And I replied. I said, "Hey, that's twice the interaction."
Damn, we love you.
That's it. Yes, yes.
And you commented. Woo!
Bart has some good style, Whiskey Sneerson says. So, Bart, Whiskey Sneerson lives in Saskatchewan. He might know your board game buddy.
Does he live in Regina or anywhere near Regina?
No, he lives in Saskatoon, I think.
Okay. I'm trying to remember his real name. He always goes by Bixby, and he does these. He started doing Matt. That's right.
How do I know your friend? How do I remember your friends' names?
Because you're always better at that than me. I'm the spiritual guy. I know his soul.
Okay, sure.
You know Matt. What's his last name?
Bixby.
No, that's his made up.
That's
his board game name.
He may not want to sell it.
It starts with a R. It's
I'm closer to Regina than where Sneerson.
Robertson.
Bam. That's probably it.
I'm closer to Regina. We had a little conversation, but I forgot
Bixby.
where Sneerson was. So we were going to go and watch him play a board game while we drank whiskey.
There you go. Jay Fretless said Bart and his mom thumbed down that video with Scott. Yeah, I got my wife in there too. Remember, it got 3 thumbs down, not just 2. No, if I thumbed it, I guess I could thumb it on my other account, I guess. Oh, man.
Bart is telling – the reason I had to do that, Bart keeps telling lies.
It's not lies.
You said you just put out a quick hitter that day, and you said that I keep telling you you need to make your quick hitters quicker.
Right. Now
and I haven't said anything.
Please. When I say it, it's not like he said, quote, you need to make them quicker. It's stuff like this. Wow, I watched your quick hitter. It was long.
No, I haven't even said that.
Yeah,
he's still lying.
Yeah, no, you'd be like this. You'd be like, your quick hitter came on. It was so long, I fell asleep when I was watching it. Ha!
So, honest criticism, right? I made a comment about you wearing your sport coat and you had it buttoned up too much. It looked like you were in a haystack with the shoulders coming up.
You were right on with that one.
See? But I used to sell suits.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
You're sitting there and it looked like you were in a square sack.
Bam. A potato sack.
So, I mean, you got to understand that I think Scott probably loves you and he's just trying to help you out.
No, he was hoping the ratings would go good for that quick hitter when he put on his stocking cap.
Now, in my defense, the very first one that Bart did, I did get on him and I said, it's a quick hitter. They're supposed to be quick. But since then, the only thing I've said to him is that they're your quick hitters. You can do them the way you want.
Yeah, but it's like this.
But he keeps making stuff up and saying,
it's like
no,
this.
I haven't said anything.
Wow, I watched your quick hitter. You can do them, I guess, whatever way you want.
He's lying. He's still lying.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I don't know if he's lying.
Bam.
No, he's
right,
lying.
Yeah.
You may have a little bit of insight in what you're really like.
I haven't said a word to him about his quick hitters, about the manga shirts, nothing.
No, but you did.
Because he was doing them, and then all of a sudden he started wearing a coat.
Yes.
And he started.
Why else would I have been to the peer pressure?
Have I said anything about him?
A lot of judgment.
Have I said anything about him?
Yeah, a lot of looks. You guys have seen his looks.
Said anything?
The man will give you a look, and he doesn't need to open his mouth. He's saying something.
I think it's all in his body language. I can tell by the looking at him.
That's right. Yeah. Saw your quick hitter yesterday.
I've never said that.
Yeah.
You never said what?
Right. There you go. That's it.
I saw your quick hitter yesterday.
That was it. That was interesting. If I would have watched it.
Maybe it's someone's got a low self-esteem and he needs to work on that.
No, we both got good self-esteem. That's the problem, is we can both hang. We've been around each other long enough. We can tune each other out, and it's actually part of the show, I think, at this point.
Yeah, you guys. That's the whole purpose, or the reason I started watching you guys in the first place.
Right.
There's a different kind of brotherhood, we'll call it.
Oh yeah. No, you're right in there.
So were you guys? I'm gonna switch back to where I started this show, which I didn't plan on it getting depressing. Were you fans of Anthony Bourdain?
I'd only seen one show. Scott's seen more.
No, I haven't. I know he's big on social media. I see him on Twitter and Instagram. Bart doesn't.
No.
Working with Balvenie and doing a lot of their tastings. And
I saw one real cool show. He popped into Tokyo. He knew a chef that had left some major big, I don't know, maybe he had his own restaurant, but he ended up opening up like what they called a pocket restaurant, which seated 3. It was cool as hell. And he went with the guy. Yeah, they went with the guy down to like this fish market, and he'd go early and just pick out like 3 or 4 fish, but they were top notch. And then I think what caught me was he had I think he had a Yamazaki or something while he was in there. And I was like, oh, cool, I got some of that. That was probably like 4 years ago or something.
I like them. And I mean, where I am right now, I think it's not the best dining culinary place, which is what he did a lot in the shows. But I think he could have had fun in the neighborhood and finding out somebody local. I think that's what he liked. And I think John Fisk brought up that he wasn't a big fan of crowds, which is kind of interesting that he did that kind of show because he was surrounded by crowds, especially went to Asia and whatnot. 2 of my favorite shows, one was in Montreal, Canada. If you've never seen that, you can YouTube it. The other one was in Croatia, and seeing the Mediterranean in a different perspective, right? Because we always think of wines from Italy or France, but the other region would be areas like Croatia. So
I actually don't think of wines.
Well, yeah, maybe. But he was very interesting. When he was in that little pocket restaurant, I mean, there were 2 things I got out. First one was the way he knew people all around the world. It was one of those deals where you could tell the world had shrunk for him. He could just tell them, hey, I want to do a show in Tokyo. They'd fly him out there. Yeah. He'd go in and meet this guy that was a chef. There would be 3. I'm not kidding. It was like the door opened and you could sit down in 3 places and the guy would serve you a meal and a drink, and that's all that could fit. And I was like, holy moly, I never even pictured a little place like that.
I think that's a good idea. I think that if he had ever switched to actually doing YouTube and doing it on his own without being contracted to CNN or whoever he was, that he would probably would have been just as successful, but he would have been able to be more himself, because if you watch the first season of what he did versus the next 2 ones that he had to do under a different name, he had to tame down the swearing and he had to tame down certain things, right? Look at how celebrities are taken into YouTube. You got Seinfeld doing
comedians in cars with coffee or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's not really YouTube. It was HBO, I think, they started. But it's not very similar to that with a much bigger budget than we would. Sure. And Jay Leno, he's done quite well with his garage thing. It's an interesting concept. I had an interesting idea the other day. I won't express all of it, but I met up with a guy that I'm actually renting from here. And what I did is I had 2 whiskeys, or I had 2 spirits poured, 2 for him and 2 for me. I knew what they were, but the bartender gave them to me blind, so I didn't know which one was in which glass. And the other guy was totally blind. And I had just an interesting idea came up. So
cool.
It was very interesting doing that. And, of course, watching you guys do your blind stuff. and Roy send out his blind tastings and whatnot. We
got a blind box tomorrow.
Yep.
On Oban 14.
Yep. Blind box that he surprised me with. Yeah. Play with your whiskey is what we say.
Is it?
Yep.
And that's in your, what kind of box are you actually using?
We say that?
I say it all the time. Play with your whiskey.
I haven't heard you say that. When did you say that?
A little innuendo-ish. Play with your whiskey.
Say it a lot. Exactly. Yeah. Play with your whiskey. I've said it all through the blind peach shootouts. Got to play with your whiskey.
So what are we getting here in crosstalk? I can't believe I'm leaving John Belushi alone with Julia in the chats.
I'm not sure if you're drunk.
Who's drunk? You're not sure who's drunk? I only got one eye open right now.
Not you. He's whispering like
I was messing with him. I thought he was taking me serious.
Yeah, he thought I was getting serious on that. I was like, I thought maybe you were drunk. Not you, just Scott.
I'm not drunk, but I'm very relaxed right now.
Yeah, no, not you, Scott.
God, well, I think Scott's drunk a lot. To tell you the truth.
So I'm just drunk on life and manga.
I gotta ask a question. You said something about his last hitter, quick hitter that he did, and what did he have on his head? What was he wearing?
It was a stocking cap.
It's a stocking cap. Where the hell did you get that from? See,
that's what do you call it?
It's called a toque.
Oh my
toque.
God!
He wants a Scotch test dummy too.
A toque. What kind of French influence is that? That is straight from Paris.
Type toque into Wikipedia and see what you get. Yeah,
toque. That sounds like somebody smoking a big old blunt.
Which will be legal in about a week here.
Oh, really? In Saskatchewan or all throughout Canada?
All Canada. Marijuana is going to be legal.
Wow. I think it's going to go that way in probably not all 50 states, but I bet you in about 5 to 10 years, it'll be in about 30 of the states.
Who's he texting?
I think his mama wants to know where he's at.
No.
Are you going home?
I'm just making it up. His wife.
It's about time to go. No,
it is about time, though.
I'm surprised.
It is.
She goes, "Do you have my dog?"
I thought it was. No. I thought maybe it was Swami.
I think his wife told him it's time to go to bed. Swami is. Swami. Next time you're doing live with Swami, instead of or Swami gives you a super chat, instead of the cowbell, you download the Whip app on your cell phone.
That'd be good. Toques are the best. I wear them all the time. Toques are the best. I said toques. I wear them all the time.
Well, check her out on her Instagram and see the wintertime stuff.
Ooh. John Belushi says the last film Heath Ledger was in. Not the Batman movie where he was the Joker?
Yeah.
Well, I think they're still talking about Anthony Bourdain and depression and so forth. So that was the Anthony Bourdain. Oh. Is this, a lot of people said he dealt with depression, but I don't know. Did he? I never really picked that up from him. Not like, say, Robin Williams and so on, but I mean, it's hard, eh? It's hard to tell. I mean, lots of people deal with certain things. I did when I was younger. I mentioned that in the beginning of this video. In junior high school, I walked around. I had a suicide note written. I had no intentions of using it, I don't think. I don't know what made me write it. Maybe no one could see it, really. But, people deal with some form of depression. It could be for a day or a week, or it depends how you react to it, I guess, after that. But I think we look at someone like themselves, a celebrity, well off, that they're happy and so forth, but we don't see everything behind the scenes, right? I mean, you two guys seem great in the scenes, but maybe
that's real. That's it. Scott, sometimes he's crying though underneath the bar.
Yeah, exactly. See, I can see what's going on. He's calling for help right now.
Right.
Like, yeah. I think Scott, actually, you lock him up at night in your boardroom and torture him. Go ahead.
Yeah. Make him push cardboard around.
Push this around. Listen, I'm going to make you play Monopoly for 8 hours straight. If you don't.
Oh my God.
Monopoly would be a little rough. Although most people don't play by the actual rules, which is why they don't like it.
There's rules to board games?
Yeah. Lots.
Yeah,
Like
like
there is no $200 when you pass go. That's a house rule. You don't want to play that way. I'll make it forever.
Oh, Santa Cruz is talking about Lloyd. As in getting weird with the beard.
Adds too much money to the economy of the game.
Yeah, Lloyd's back. Lloyd's doing some stuff. I think he's doing all right. I mean, I think he dealt with his little losing her house and some of his the antiques and so forth, or whatever sentimental things he had from his father. But I've seen Lloyd showing up, and he's posted some things on Instagram. I think he's doing better now. Well, so you asking guys, you and I, the three of us have been chatting so much. I think they've totally gone on their own chat here, guys.
Uh-oh. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry, you guys. It's awesome. I like having you here. It was good.
Yeah, Canadians apologize.
Don't. But I didn't say sorry. I said don't be sorry. Don't give me a reason for you to be sorry.
Yeah, I said sorry, and then he was like, "Don't. You're a Kansas."
That was Daniel was coming to us from where was you at? Moose Knuckle.
Moose Knuckle, but a restaurant called Hopkins.
And he was kind of going off on all the Canadians that apologize for everything all the time, you know.
They actually got a place called Moose Knuckle.
And then like 15 minutes later, he goes, "Oh, Whiskey Sneerson is in here. I'm sorry you couldn't make my live stream yesterday."
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I said sorry.
Yeah.
No, I'm in a place called Moose Jaw, Mark.
Oh, Moose Jaw.
Yes, but somebody in the chat's called it Moose Knuckle. I think it might have been John Belushi, to tell you the truth.
A bunny hug is what we call a hoodie in Saskatchewan. Only apparently whiskey through.
I do not have a hoodie in here, although Julia has a Scotch Test dummy hoodie.
Sweet.
Nice.
Right?
I've got to get a new one. I've got one of the old designs. I've got to get one of our new designs in a hoodie.
Yeah, you'd look cute in a little hoodie, and you got to get the bunny rabbit ears on the hoodie.
Make my fingernails.
Yeah.
Because next to Bart, you kind of look like a tiny little bunny.
He's a little fella.
So cute, and I'm going to call him George.
That's right. Occasionally I brush his hair.
You probably never saw that one with Daffy Duck and the Yeti.
I may have seen that.
The big Yeti picks up Daffy Duck, and he thinks he's a bunny rabbit. I'm going to call him George. He's cute and he's fluffy. But
He's all little on you.
So what do we go? You guys were going to go live because you've been recording.
We didn't want to step on your show, though.
Yep.
Oh, you wouldn't step on nothing, guys. I think we worry about that too much, right? But I appreciate your consideration. Thank you very much.
So we said we might as well go in and join him.
Yeah.
If you can't beat him, join him.
That's right.
Yes. I called it Moose Knuckle. Yes, you did. It was a cool tavern. Oh, I was in a tavern, yes. So I'm going to try to do that.
All right. I'm going to have to go.
You got to go. The wife is calling you. Which one of your wives is more patient with you?
I don't know.
Probably mine.
Yeah, is yours patient?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yours, Bart, has the Latino blood in her. I bet you she...
Yeah, and I'm a weird European because I do not follow Hispanic traditions.
See, Julia, isn't it great we don't have any traditions?
That's right. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Brother. Good show.
Thanks for having me. Or having whatever. Thanks for coming.
No, you need to apologize now.
Yeah.
I ain't apologizing to you with that silly manga shirt. The only thing you need to apologize for is owning 8 manga shirts.
That hurt my feelings with the manga shirt comment. I would like an apology.
Listen, here's my Canadian Dukeism.
Hey,
you'll grow more feelings. Suck it up, Buttercup.
just tell him to say, "Can you hear this?"
That's real right. Nice. That's what he does. See?
Turn it up.
Yeah. Can you read between the lines?
No, Scott's got a 1970s middle finger. Show him that again.
This is a family show.
No, whatever. You do it all 1970s.
No families tonight.
Stretch out.
Yeah, he's got to stretch it. It's like look at that. That's 1970. Yeah.
Looks like a cancel. I think this one. Hey, we're gonna lock fingers together when I'm down there, and we're gonna twist.
Wow. Wow. Look at that though.
I don't twist all day long. Yeah,
So
Look at this. He's got a
that means Bart's number one.
I need now 5 apologies from Saskatchewan.
The wheels have fallen off.
All right, we are out of here, brother.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Later.
See you, man.
We'll see you later. Behave. All right, guys. Well, there were some funny guys in here. I don't know where they came from. I hope you like them, though. Scotch Test Dummies. Go subscribe. They'll be on the Middle Finger Show. Yeah, they'll be putting out some good stuff. I like the way they work, man. They're awesome. Anyway, I am going to finish my DRAM, and I'm going to go to bed. Should I sleep on the couch or should I sleep in the bed? That's the only question I have tonight. Santa, thanks for coming in. John Belushi, thanks for coming in. I don't even know who's all in here right now. Julia, thank you. Louis, thank you for being around, buddy. Whiskey Sneerson, you guys are all awesome. And thanks for listening to me. I'm not really depressed. I'm not tired. I'm just tired. 12-hour shifts, trying to set up some things, just have the camera and whatever. Those make for a short day. That's it. Julia, I'll call you before I go to sleep, dear. Salancha. This new touchpad doesn't let me hit the freaking click button. Thank you, everybody. Take care.